is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, Stray Dogs, yo. Oh my god. It's already over somehow. How is this show already over? And this is why I can't stand these types of episode lengths, man. Like, I just can't do them. They're annoying. It feels like not so much that this was rushed. Like, imagine that I hate 12 episodes, and somehow, some way, these guys still just made me think that there's a possibility that they can still be done right. Like, that's how ridiculous these week's episodes of Mountain Stray Dogs have been, and to think that they ended it all with this week's episode of this, like, battle and stuff like that was absolutely hype, man. Holy crap. I have newfound respect for the Were Tiger that I've always had respect for him, but this kid is just crazy now, and to think that where he's come from and he's been just growing this whole time, it's amazing. Uh, Not only that, but the freaking crazy man who can destroy space and time really came in clutch this week, and holy crap. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they worked so far together that we got to see a new type of technique, a new type of ability out of them. I mean, not only did they make a new type of ability, their hatred for each other somehow grew larger as they pretty much found out that there's two of like the best teammates that they've probably worked with in a long time, you know. So it's kind of funny that the two people who truly, truly hate each other are probably the best. They're the best compliments to each other. So because of that, of course, it's hilarious to see them, absolutely talking trash to each other the whole freaking time this is going on. Um, but then we learn that, the reason why they work so well together, and the reason why the mafia guy really took it up so seriously is because if they did win, he knew he'll get a chance to pretty much have, anytime he needed to be able to fight, and probably no one getting in his way, so it seemed like this was the perfect opportunity for him to get this match, to get this time, to prove himself and stuff like that. So I'm just interested to see how that's actually going to play out. 6 months in anime time in the real world could be like 2 to 3 months, hopefully. Come on, man. That'd be crazy if it actually is 6 months that we have to wait, and the show is just like, hey, we're gonna tell you right now, it's gonna take us a wee bit to get this back it up and rolling. So 6 months. 6 months and we'll kill these guys. We'll have the ultimate death match, and it sounds like it's gonna be right back where it first started on that boat. So this show really knows how to lighten the mood. I don't know. I feel like this episode was amazing, and there's not too much they can do wrong when it comes down to this show for me. Let's get into just how it all pretty much plays out outside of the ability that they obtain from fighting together. I guess I'll just like explain to you how powerful I think it is towards the end of the review, but the whole thing of having this guy who's setting viruses off, and then if you get any open wounds, he can then set another one off, and have them all triggering at different times. But for instance, the bosses of these two corporatizations were they were going to both die at the same time because they like obtained it at the same time, right? But in the other case, with the Were Tiger and the other guy from the mafia, I don't have a nickname for him. They're both like tigers, they're both the stray dogs. But to see what is actually going to probably transpire in the overall grand scheme of the main rat giving out all these orders, and how they were so precise, and even one of them seemingly tricking Dazai. Like if you can trick Dazai, your IQ is ridiculous. And he tricked Dazai so bad to the point that he's like, you know what? This isn't smart. This isn't. I'm doing this wrong. Let me go ask up real quick to something that's even more capable and more intelligent than myself. And so that's where Dazai goes off to as soon as I think that moment happens. As soon as Dazai said that's the person we should probably go after, that's him, and it didn't work. It was a dude with the handcuffs, grenades to his mouth. Like, my God. Like me because everybody would have caught me and I would have put that guy as the one that I wanted to get away or something along those lines. So to think that he's like, okay, even my brain right now and my cuttingness isn't enough to keep up with his, I need to move up. And then at that same time, we're starting to see, the ability take place with these two. This guy who's in here too, I kind of feel like he got the shafted really bad because it didn't feel like we learned much about him until this week's episode. So it just felt like, oh, here's a really strong, ridiculous guy who can control the earth. His ability is to feel and see through the earth. And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll just throw him out here, let him get bodied, and that'll be his character. Like that kind of sucked. I would love to know more about him, but that's without saying that this is a show that goes into mighty, mighty details when it comes down to those types of characters, when it comes down to that, just this type of storytelling. They usually give us the most of what we need to know of people. And I think he is going to be nonetheless when it comes down to actually, next season or something where they could easily elaborate how the rat obtained this guy and his group. This guy who can control Earth and will peel back his skin for some reason without a second thought for his master. So that's the type of dude we're dealing with, and it's only right to maybe get some understanding of why he would do such things, So that's that. He gets bodied by the most ridiculous combo that we've seen thus far in the show, with the were-tiger wearing I think his name. I think it's pronounced Rotomon. Rotomon. I just didn't want to say it and get butchered. But he's controlling the ability that can pretty much destroy time and space, like in the area of the vicinity. It can destroy the space of it, which is absolutely nutty. And the only reason why they get out from this guy who can control the earth is he straight up destroys all of the space where the were-tiger was, leaving himself in the drowning part. And not only that, because he has the ability to cut through space and stuff, and he's moving around like that, he can't be sensed because he's not actually touching the earth. So literally, we got someone who can practically break space and never even place their being or their bodies on any type of earth surfaces and still absolutely body you. So just like Luffy, when your characters zoom over to him on accident, he just bodies you. But yeah, absolutely hype episode. I'm gonna try to get JoJo and this out to you guys practically at the same time, because I have a birthday party to go to, and it's my grandfather, so I just want to make sure I'm ready to go and have you guys, situated as well. So if these videos, I wanted to do a little bit more for them, or like talk a lot more for them, but with something happening in the background, it kind of kills that for me. So that's the ability. It can pretty much just destroy at all times, and I think that was the reason why they really started to resent each other even more, is like, I always wanted to kill you, but ever since I wanted to kill you, we've been working together, and we gotten stronger and stronger together. We have gone against people we cannot beat alone, but together we can't be stopped now. They're 2-0 together, So I thought that was hilarious that they really want to kill each other even after that. But yeah, so the thing that was awesome is after all that is said and done, the fights gets done. We see that Dazai is not in this like group Avenger standoff when they find the guy who put the virus on them in the first place. And I'm like, wait, where's Dazai? Where's Dazai? And then we see that the boss, the rat boss, is nowhere to be found within the base that he should be in. The rat is not in the hole. We find out he's in just a cafe chilling. The smartest thing you would think, be in the open, obvious. But no, Dazai finds him, and that's the first thing I'm saying. I'm like, where's Dazai? And then as soon as he's walking out to finish whatever he's doing, I'm like, Dazai, Dazai. And then he's just there. A wind blows by, and he's like, Jenna. He's just like, yo, what up? And then to see him with the guild guy, the Great Fitzgerald ability, man. Yeah, GG. No read. It's over. But to think that we got to see the rat's true ability, which someone explained to me. Supposedly, it's called Crime and Punishment, which I think we saw a little bit of it on one of the clips in the overall anime. I think they showed it for like a second, but because of the Crime and Punishment, I think that guy who touched him had some type of crime or punishment, and that's why he instantly died. So if anybody else touched him and he could do that to them, I mean, let's say that all of those guys touched him. If they all had some type of thing like that, I think they all would have died. Even Dazai could have died by touching him. So we'll see how this all plays out if another season comes. Thank you guys so much for watching this show. It's been a blast. I've loved it since season 1, and I never even thought that season 2 was going to be done, and then season 2 got done, and then I never saw anything for a season 3 coming, and then boom, it just pops, So at this point, I am very grateful that I got to watch it and even talk to people about it and learn stuff that I wouldn't have been able to learn without reading. So now that I have finished this part, I'll probably catch up with some of the manga up to this point and then stop again. So with all that being said, have an awesome one. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. It's like 12 p.m. here, just started. So I hope you guys have a great day like I'm going to try to have, and I will definitely talk to you later if something else pops off. And remember, this show just ended, so that's another show on Friday. We got to hope gets replaced now. Sucks, man. And JoJo's almost done in like 3 episodes. You want to race? You want to race? So I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace. Champion. You went the long way, buddy. Spirit gun. I missed.